Yo, what's up, everybody? It's kind of a lights out kind of night. I just went through my first training with Chase Hughes. The man hypnotized me. That's why the lights are out. It was a good vibe. More on that later, though. Today, we're going to go ahead and start to investigate, take a closer look at this man. I didn't know he had a YouTube channel, Sartorial Shooter, which I suspect to be the man. Well, it's kind of clear from the tactical expeditions videos that this is the man who brings the intelligence knowledge to the table. He's the one that made the chat, the war room chat about the 8-week course. And yeah, he's got a background in security. Let's see. Actually, let me go up, pull up his background. What do we know right now about Mr. Sartorial Shooter, Joel Sullivan? Well, he is one of the generals, so to speak, in the war room. He worked for, I think it was some type of pharmaceutical company. Employer. What was the name of it? I remember it was a long time ago, but I remember there was something like, I think I saw it on Twitter, where someone was talking about, there was like evidence where Andrew Tate had said this company, this stock, blah, blah, blah. And it was linked and connected to Sartorial Shooter later on. Probably like a insider information scandal. That never really caught any much traction. Kind of went over by the wayside. But, you know, one thing to keep in mind here. Oh, it looks like there's a Reddit thread. Andrew Tate's manager's real name and past. On /r/conspiracy. Interesting. Well, that's actually giving me some ideas. Maybe we should post our spy theory on conspiracy. That'd be pretty fun, right? That's the crowd we're looking for. The conspiracy crowd. All right, I haven't opened up the chat. Let me go ahead and pull that open here. Dark vibes right now. Dark vibes. Or spy theory. Go ahead and pause that. Okay. Late night, no one here. Well, we got one person. No chats, though. Ain't no big deal. We're going to keep moving forward. So we found this thread. I'll just read this real quick. Something, you know, conspiracy. That's always fun. Andrew Tate's manager's real name and past. The Sartorial Shooter's name and past. This is already a really shitty post. I was surprised when I tried to Google about him and found that no articles mentioned his real name. Finding out who he was not very hard. His name is Joel Sullivan, owner of a Romanian company, Sartorial Shooter, SNL. Company address is one of the houses the Tate brothers own, though, one of their real estate businesses. There's a lot to write about his past, but anyone actually cares, I can comment later, a quick summary. Australian military, there we go. Moved to the Middle East. He worked in various companies in security and intelligence. There we go. Started his own company. Oh, it's Abbott. Abbott Health. Let's type in Joel Sullivan Abbott Health real quick. You know, maybe it's that not many people are interested in the research involving Sartorial Shooter. Give me a second here. He's kind of been a bit of a side character, I must say. A bit of a side character. Yeah, the healthcare company Abbott, security director. That's interesting. Is he actively the security director at this company? Because I remember Jonathan Money Pilot, they shut him down, dude, from Delta Airlines. That man stood no chance. Canceled immediately. Not the same treatment for Sartorial Shooter. We have seen him with a wife too. That was actually, let me see if I can find that clip. I believe it was the super yacht clip. When Andrew Tate super yacht, it was like some super yacht party they did. And I remember during it, we find his wife. We're going to let that load. His connection with Tom Khan, also not the best person in the world. Was
if everyone could listen up to me for like 1 second.
Okay, that started. Being Russian agents, as he has connections with the Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. I'm not good with these names, y'all. Sorry about it. I found a Romanian news clip where it's alleged that Tate Brothers committed insider trading when they bought 400K worth of Abbott stock. There we go. That's what I was talking about. It said they have information from the inside. It's also talks about Joel Sullivan and Tate's connection to the Kinahan cartel and Joel Sullivan's potential involvement with MI6 and the CIA. But that one seems pretty far-fetched to me. Maybe they won't like our theory then, huh? I really don't have an opinion on him except that he looks like a shady guy, to say the least. I just want to share a little bit about him, since it seems that a lot of people are asking who he really is. Not too much here, I think, but always appreciate new different topic posts and people not just dumping a half sentence for a reaction so upvoted. The one thing I was still wondering about the Tates, what exactly their money laundering accusations were based on, associate usually with the mafia, big shady stuff. Maybe this is my crowd. Maybe I should make a post on this subreddit, right? Do they talk about Tate often? Like, let's go to new. I have a feeling Andrew Tate's controlled opposition was really put out there to change the meaning of the Matrix. What do you guys think? The fuck is this video? If it weren't for Reddit, I wouldn't know he existed. Good one. All right. We need something concrete here. We've kind of already connected. He worked for intelligence, right? We know that. So we know he's kind of like the guy that is teaching them all this stuff, all this spy stuff. But I just want to hear a little bit from the horse's mouth, so to speak. To what extent, right? He's probably going to go as Sartorial Shooter when he's doing these interviews. How became Tate's right-hand man? This one has 2 million views. That's pretty crazy. So he converted to Islam. You guys think that's bullshit? You guys think that's just kind of like part of the thing that they're doing here? Just converted to Islam just because Tate did? Part of their narrative, Tate's right? Best. All right, let's go ahead and start Control F'ing for the word spy in this one. What do we have here? What's this guy's role? What's his involvement?
Friend. I've been around Tate more than anyone else outside his family the last 5 years. He's lived in my house. I've lived in his house. We've travelled together.
Who is Sartorial Shooter?
Try to avoid that question. You asked it twice.
Who is the real Tate? Do you think that jail has changed him?
When Tate was released, I did cry quite heavily.
But if you're cheering up right now, man.
Yeah, well, I care about those brothers. It was an amazing moment to see them come out.
You said that you had some exciting.
Sometimes I wonder. It's kind of what happened at my first job. My first job at this mortgage company. It was basically like a glorified frat house, and there was a lot of like indoctrination that was happening. And I used to always wonder about those guys. Do they know that they're peddling a bunch of bullshit, or are they just going along with it because it benefits them? And that's what I'm wondering. I'm looking at Sartorial Shooter right now, and he's saying all this shit. I'm just like, does he know that these guys are doing all this shit and they're up to no good? And they're basically committing all these crimes? Well, actually, the insider trading thing, yeah, they must know. Yeah, he's got to know. This guy, yeah, he definitely knows. Or is he delusional? Nah, he knows. He's got to know, right? He's got to know. Definitely knows. All right, the usual. You know what we're doing. See, we got like espionage, security. This might be points of interest here. Mitigation measures for mega facilities. How about the word spy? Does that come up? No. Spies? Multiple? No, it doesn't come up either. Security seems to come up a lot, though. Oh, how typical.
Which is great. Did various tasks and joined the private security sector, which I've been in for the last 15 years, Middle East space. So I've lived in Iran for 2.5 years, lived in Syria.
Iran. I've been to Iran.
Okay, how's your Farsi?
It's okay. Farsi بلد نیستم.
Okay, no worries.
You speak Farsi?
Yes, I do. Brother.
Full Farsi?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
That's wild. An Australian speaking Farsi.
It's unusual. It's a good party trick. People don't believe it. So
Yeah.
actually, I used to have fun when I was in Iran because the way I look, no one would think that I speak Farsi.
No way.
And the amount of times I'd play little pranks. For example, I'd walk into a shop looking to buy a carpet. You know, traditional Iranian experience.
We don't care about that.
Decided to come out. I wanted to ask you, why did Andrew choose you to be his closest friend?
Interesting question. I think with people like Andrew and I, and indeed a lot of, I'd say that the men who are, you know, really doing well in all different areas of life, there's a value economy.
Yeah.
I'm not Andrew's friend because I make good jokes or, you know, I take good selfies or something. Yeah? I add value to his life. Yeah. I add value to his life and he adds value to mine. Now, if we want to break that down, what are the different ways you can add value to someone's life? Typically, it'd be practical value.
Yeah.
I mean, the way you've built what you've built, you told me you bring, you know, people who come in and they don't know the city, you show them the city, you introduce them to good people. So you're adding value to them.
Yeah, 100%.
They then add value to you by coming on your podcast.
Exactly.
Everyone wins. There's a similar dynamic, I think, with all of the you know, people at the top, if you will, in their fields. I added value to his life in numerous ways. And he added a lot of value. I've learned a lot from Andrew. He's added a lot of value to pretty much every area of my life.
Yeah.
He's an incredible orator. He speaks so well.
Amazing.
He channels incredible insights.
How does he do that? How does he speak that well?
It's a tricky one. I think he has a very strong intellect from his dad, but his dad wasn't just smart. His dad was very intense and very clear on principles and very driven to find truth. And so Andrew came in and his dad was very masculine, very driven, and Andrew's dad imparted that drive into his son, and to both of them, Andrew and Tristan. Tristan has an incredible intellect as well.
True.
I really hope Tristan chooses to speak out more because his insights in the human condition, his view of the world is incredible to listen to. They're both very different in their.
I'm reading ahead on the transcript, and he just doesn't answer the question. He goes on like this for the next several minutes, and maybe as we get to about right here, okay, so he's his manager, right? Okay. All right, here we go. See, he rambles for about 2 minutes, and we get here. Nice.
You choose me. I added value first practically in numerous ways. I have a very particular set of skills, you know, built over a long career.
Yeah.
If you
what
know that
skills?
So I helped practically in numerous ways, but then it became a brotherhood thing. And so he uses me as a sounding board for many of his, you know, I mean, Andrew's Andrew. No one's.
I'm convinced this guy's the spy master. Union member Harlow, the US, UK, and Ireland have a super hard on for the Kinahan brothers. Association alone would have gotten them in serious trouble. I don't know a whole lot about these dudes. This is actually the first time I've heard about them. The Kinahan brothers. See, this is the wonderful thing about streaming is you guys come on here and enlighten me. Some people have been dropping some sauce in a Discord that I never knew about. It's amazing. I love it. All right, so it's a crime family, it seems like. UK, Spain, and UAE. So these guys are active. The Dapper Don. These guys are still active, yeah? Yeah, he's wanted. Interesting. Never heard about these dudes.
Managing Andrew. People say I'm his manager. No one is managing Andrew. Spend some time with Andrew. No one manages him. But what he does like is to bounce ideas off those he trusts. So I am that guy. You know, obviously Tristan is
like brainstorm
that guy as well.
out loud kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And so he values the insights I have. And the perspective I bring is risk. I mean, I have a master's degree in risk management.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to about 90 countries and worked in pretty much every active war zone over the last 15 years. So I understand risk pretty well. And as someone who's, in the past protected very high profile people, I understand the physical security piece too. So I can add value that way. But also the brotherhood thing, and just having someone who you feel you can trust and you can really connect with and speak openly with, he values that. And so I think that's why he's chosen me. But it was a very slow process. Yeah. He actually admitted for the first year of our friendship, he didn't fully trust me. So he was doing his research on me based on my mannerisms, based on, what I said, how I conducted myself.
Nice.
Yeah, let's see what he's saying about will the Tates be fully free? I feel like this guy, he seems pretty careful, I feel like he may not give us that much juice. Search through the whole thing, nothing about espionage. Ooh, did we search intelligence though? Intellect, intelligence. Yeah, nothing about like intelligence work or espionage, but he's literally setting up courses and teaching that, but he doesn't talk about that at all. Strange. When did they first meet? This is interesting. Let's listen to this.
Something that's put forward negatively, done their own research and actually decided, hang on, this is positive to the point where I want to be a part of this and I want to commit to it. You can't undo Shahada. It's a one-way trip, right? In a positive sense. And so I think the reverts who I've interacted with, it's really beautiful because they've consciously decided to give up certain things, to make certain sacrifices and to live with a certain structure. And I think reverts are very consciously aware of how fortunate they are to have Islam. Whereas if you're born into Islam, maybe, and you haven't been through that conscious journey, maybe you don't know how.
Those 3 points pretty much summarize what you would need to be successful. Interesting question, which I actually forgot to ask you, I'm really curious about now. How exactly did you meet Andrew?
Okay, so I had a task on in Romania. I didn't know anyone in Romania.
And how long ago was it? Sorry,
this was 5 years ago.
Okay.
I connected with him on social media. So I said, hey, I just messaged him and said, do you know anyone who can help with this situation? He supported, so I said, I have a weapons and tactics training facility in Ukraine. I'd love to host you and your brother.
Tactical expeditions. That's what he's talking about. Tactical expeditions.
More of as a throwaway comment than anything.
But was he famous at that time?
Not really. He had like 300k followers on Instagram. And he said, okay, let's do it. I'm like, oh, okay, bro. Yes, soon. He's like, no, when can we do it? And so he was really keen to come over and train. And through that process of putting him and his brother through some pretty intense days of weapons and tactics training, I saw a very heightened level of mental and physical capability. I mean, you put someone on a range, you do pretty dynamic live fire drills, when it's safe to do so. You can see someone's character pretty clearly. I was like, all right, these guys are about it. And then when we sat and spoke at the end of that, it was clear to me that the insights they were channeling were so important that I had a role to play in the overall health of masculinity globally, of humanity.
Right.
And I said to them back then, your message is so important. Anything I can do to support with my network, with my skills, I'd love to do that. And here we are. So I'm not surprised that I didn't know they'd get this famous, but the importance of their message.
Oh man, he got hypnotized, dude. They hypnotized him. Put the idea in his brain. Got him. Okay, that's interesting. So turns out the Tactical Expeditions channel, the one that we used as evidence, is actually owned by Sartorial Shooter. This is owned by Sartorial Shooter, huh? Interesting. But also, he has an Instagram. We're also going to take a look at his Instagram real quick. See, now this YouTube channel used to have all the clips of them like doing interrogation training and hostage situation and surveillance and all that stuff. What's up, Micah Bell? The Kenahan brothers are super active, more in the EU, but they made inroads in the US the past 4 to 5 years. It's crazy that crime families and like these crime organizations are able to keep doing what they do, even with all the technology that's available. It's like every house has a camera. You know what I mean? Every street has a camera. Every business has cameras. Some even have mics too. I wonder what aspect of the Tate brand he's in control of. Yeah, he pretty much answered it with his channel. Paramilitary. Yep, exactly. And also, Union member Harlow, did you see my last video where we got that tweet? I might actually still have the tweet up here somewhere. We have a tweet of them. Sartorial Shooter had sent the message saying that he was hosting like an espionage training. Hold on, I have it right here. Here it is. Right here. Sartorial Shooter Operator Course. Operator Summits, which is part of this Tactical Expeditions thing here. Global Squadron of Intelligence Operators, 300 plus graduates so far. Right, and this is all the stuff that they covered. Espionage, covert operations, intelligence cycle, open source intelligence, whatever that stuff even means. Surveillance and counter surveillance, interrogation. This is some of the stuff that we saw, the clips that I still had, because the original video should be on my hard drive, but it's not. Strangely enough, it's not. I have all the other videos that were deleted except for this one. But I still have the clips. In my Andrew Tate Extended Lore video, you can still see clips of the videos that have been deleted. That's cool, though. Okay, so we learned that this is Sartorial Shooter's gig, not the Tate brothers. Can't say that's surprising, but I did not know that fact. Where is the live stream at? There it is. Okay, cool. Wait, did I click off?
This is Tate's best friend.
I've been around Tate.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this one. I don't think this one's gonna bear any fruit for us. He is certainly, as far as like the spy network thing is concerned, he's a person of interest. This would be the man that is doing it all. Crazy, he speaks 6 languages. Pretty impressive. The Warner reveals the untold truth on Sartorial Shooter. I also didn't know that he had a YouTube channel either. I'm hoping there's some type of information that's just lingering out there that someone has seen, rings a bell, and they're like, oh yeah, oh, I remember he said this. Let's check this out.
Because I actually, look, I see myself as a masculine guy, but also I still feel emotions.
Of course.
I was really upset at how much positivity there was at that event, and how at the end of it, and they were even saying how much they were enjoying it. Bro, it actually made me emotional.
Yeah.
Because not only were we good, okay, we knew they were going to do a hit piece. But on a human level, they greatly enjoyed it. They got a lot of benefit out of it. Direct quote from Matt, I see the good you're doing here. So that was one thing. We took care of these guys and they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But then to see them flip into these ridiculous questions, just trying to push that narrative against Tate. It's like, not only are you going against the fact that you were looked after, that you really enjoyed it, that we're doing good work here for men in a world where there aren't many positive masculine role models or groups that promote positive masculinity and traditional values.
Pretty much looking at it right now. Me, you, Sneeko's in the back. Shout out to Sneeko. You know, the Tate brothers. It's crazy. You know, on the way here, 3 different guys stopped us separately, like in a 6-minute walk. Or like
You're popular over here, bro.
No, I'm blessed, man. and you know, they always say,
this ain't it. It's not what we're looking for. Not what we're looking for. Not what we're looking for at all. This guy seems super careful. Super, super careful. And the only reason we got the jump on this whole thing is because of the War Room leak. I'm going to go ahead and like start Control F and like all of these. Man, oh man, oh man. Okay. I think the fresh and fit ones are going to potentially, because they had mentioned to, I mean, it's very speculative, but we're reading the nonverbals of fresh and fit when Tristan was talking about the spies in that one clip, and they both, like, fresh, like, started grabbing on his neck, and Myron was messing with his ear, usually indicate, like, did I hear that right? Is he saying that right? So, like, just reading those nonverbals, I get the inclination, like, when they said the word spy, we had a nonverbal indication from, or a nonverbal reaction from both of them, which leads me to believe that maybe they know something about this operation. So if there's going to be anything that we can find, it is most likely going to be in a fresh and fit interview with Sartorial Shooter. That is my hunch. That is my hunch right now. So we are going to keep pulling up some of these, and Lord, pray we find something. Lord, pray we find something. I should filter out shorts, but I'm already in so deep, it's kind of like, is it too late? Yeah. All right. I think how Mafia boss met Tate. What does this mean? That's probably clickbait. We're not falling for it. Oh, looks like I missed some stuff. The Tates have managed to create something interesting. Have you ever seen a video of how they met Sartorial? Yeah, the Tates have managed to create something. Have you ever seen the video of how they met Sartorial? Didn't we just watch that? Where they were talking about Sartorial said that he saw them on social media and invited him to his shooting ring. Is he really hypnotized? If so, the fact they're hypnotizing successful and intelligent people is really interesting. I was making a joke, but, like, in a way, he said that he sat down with them and they were explaining the Tate brothers were explaining their worldview to him, and he would really resonated with it, which, I mean, you know, it's not formally hypnosis, but, like, as a joke, they did change his perception. So yeah, they got him on board. Certainly, that's what happened. Not necessarily like, was that formally hypnosis? I mean, it could have been. Who knows? Who knows at the end of the day? But yeah, it was a joke. Do you know if there's a link that goes into the War Room Leaks, D? It seems like they focus so much on the women-related topics, seeing that they've left out swaths of interesting information. Yes, Harlow. Yes, man. See, that's what I keep saying. That's what I keep saying. When we were looking at the chat logs yesterday, I still have them up here, actually. Every time we're looking at the chat logs, they're so focused on the girls. This is the one we looked at yesterday, right? We didn't get this far, though. Well, this one's interesting. This highlight has secret, that's a pretty good thing to control F for, right? Control F for secret. But yeah, you can see here on the highlight, girl, 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 woman, or women. You know, they're so focused on the women, control F and about the women, that they potentially ran over hoe, highlighted search for hoe. Like, that's what their focus was, which is understandable, but it's also like, yeah, I get it. There's dozens and dozens, potentially even hundreds, thousands of pages of just bullshit that they had to sort through. So on one end, it's understandable that they're going to control F and look for keywords, but on the other end, it's like, yo, you guys are the only ones that get to look at this. The only people that have access to these documents, and you're really not going to do a thorough job? That's bullshit. You see, I'm over here control F'ing on YouTube videos because this has been viewed 220,000 times. The odds of something, a little bit of juice, being cut up and put on Twitter is much more likely than if we're talking about these confidential chat logs. Yeah. All right, so we set it up. We got, you know, a handful of videos to go ahead and start control F'ing through to see if they talk about espionage, spies, intelligence, any of that stuff. See if we get any juice. Let's bear some fruit. The Prophet Allah is very empathetic, had high social intelligence. Okay.
It's more credible, it's more likely to be true. The amount of mistruths that have been published on tape from big media houses, they very easily, with a little bit of what's known as OSINT, open source intelligence, just basically using Google and other search engines, you can find out to not be true. It's
That wasn't nothing.
And so Allah has facilitated it. You've got kids doing it, and the reason why is because Allah it's a miracle in itself how Allah done that.
There's so much intelligence, there's so much depth.
They never talk about spies.
Amazing.
Spies, espionage, that's the other one. Nope.
So-called progressive.
Oh, we already looked at this one.
And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome to the Fresh Fit Podcast, man. I'm here with the squad. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get into it, guys.
Let's go.
I'm hoping with a more dynamic environment with many other faces that somebody slips up. Somebody slip up. Somebody slip up. Do you guys have any suggestions for potential keywords to search for? Because, man, this is just
Masculine
dud,
excellence. All
dud after dud after dud, man. We found out one piece of key information so far. Sartorial Shooter owns Tactical Expeditions. That's it. That's all we found. Ah, every time I hear that Windows noise, that's making me cringe. Emotional intelligence, social intelligence. Ooh, what's this?
ops. he is my
That's
dad.
funny. That's actually
How old
funny.
are you, bro?
35.
Oh, okay, I was 6 when he was born. Can't pull that up. Sorry.
Big brother. All right, what else?
Okay, so then we have Ace, Myron, you and Shooter do a pod on self-defense, combat, firearms, and security intelligence.
We could do that.
I mean, I can go down the rabbit hole and that sort of stuff if there's demand for it. Sure, that's my day job.
Yeah, we could definitely
if
do that.
People want to hear it for sure.
So we got Fresh Prince CEO with the $99 super chat. El
paid himself.
Coco, one word.
What did he say? He said, El what?
El Coco.
This guy, El Fresh, I'm running your show right now, bum. What are you attracting?
We know who they are. We show the
A little bit of banter. A little bit of banter. Funny guys. They don't slip, man. They don't slip. These guys are careful. Did not mean to do that. Good God. Spies, espionage. No, intelligence. Okay. Okay, as soon as I could. He joined the army as soon as he could.
As soon as I could, after the army went into a specialist area, I was an intelligence professional, and then went into the private security sector with a focus on Africa, Middle East. Most of the interesting parts of the world in terms of threats I've lived and worked in for the last 15 years. I met Tates 5 years ago, and that's why I'm sitting here. Obviously, someone who introduces themselves as a security and former intelligence professional doesn't typically sit in front of microphones like this. But
Right.
I know the Tates very well. I consider them to be as close as family. I love both of those brothers dearly. And also, all these experts, all these analysts trying to figure out the Tates or analyze their behavior. I've been around them for 5 years. I know these guys. I'm here to represent the War Room. It's a very professional organization that adds a lot of value to a lot of guys' lives and by extension, their families and their societies and so on. So I'm just here to represent my brothers and my brotherhood.
Okay. Yep. So, intelligence professional. Protecting the Tates. Okay. Okay, here we
So
go.
first of all, I don't want to be that guy trying to sell a backstory. I'm not trying to be special or mysterious. I was a soldier, then I went into the intelligence world and, you know, learned some languages and got to experience a lot, get to see behind the scenes a bit. I'd say numerous things.
Can you tell us what years you were active in the intelligence
I
community?
prefer not to, brother.
That's fine.
I'm not trying to be mysterious. It's just professionalism. I don't
Yeah,
want to,
of course.
you know,
Understandable.
and also I genuinely believe I don't want to be the guy who's got a bunch of stories. I did certain amounts of service like anyone else. I'm grateful for my military service. I'm grateful for what I learned. I'm not looking to be some hotshot. I'm not trying to be special.
You know who else started in the military and then went to intelligence? Actually, no, Chase Hughes did the Navy, but yeah, looks like Sartorial Shooter started in the Army and then moved to intelligence for 15 years, give or take. So, tactics, yeah, that's a good suggestion. Okay, let's try tactics. Maybe Shooter slips up while talking about security contracting. Yeah, I feel like we're on to a little bit of something right here. Yeah, Andrew seems to be the one who slips up. Yeah, all the time, man, all the time.
I bring capabilities now. That's what I pride myself on, not on being the guy who used to do something mysterious. I don't buy into the whole mystery thing. So even though I have to be mysterious, I'm not trying to be. You know, it's not what I'm about.
Understandable, man. Trust me.
But no, the focus was the Middle East.
Oh, here it is, dude. Here it is right here.
I'm proud of the work that I did, even though I'll take it to my grave. Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned numerous things. I'd say being hyper conscious in terms of risk and planning. I'm always that guy who's. I mean, we talk about the chessboard. I'm always planning ahead. I mean, already here, I've analyzed. Where's the cover? Where's the concealment? Where are your exfil routes? If things kick off, I mean, I know it's very unlikely, but in any room I go into, I want to sit in a way that I'm dominating the room. I got my back to a solid wall. I can see the incoming, outgoing. I know where the exits are. Maybe through the kitchen, out the staff exit, all these sorts of things. That's a very simple demonstration of the fact that when you're working in non-permissive environments for many years, you learn to have a certain risk awareness. We want to talk about situational awareness. Like you need to be on all the time. You have to be as a man. I don't understand how people just walk around with their head in their phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't understand how men will allow random women into their house. I'm not built that way. So that risk.
No, that's kind of true, man. Sometimes them girls be sneaky. The girl be sneaky. They might snatch some. You know, you gotta be careful. Gotta be careful.
Aware mindset, always planning, and also, as I talked about, the human intelligence piece. So the idea that you're trained as an intelligence professional to profile a person, understand their motivations, understand what drives them, understand their belief systems, identify with them, those belief systems, validate what they're about, be that source of whatever type of validation or experience they're looking for to build rapport. Once you've built rapport, how to consciously sculpt the relationship so that it's a win-win, so it's mutual respect. So, you can build that, cement that positive dynamic.
All of it in line with espionage spy training. All of it. And also ties into NLP too. Building rapport. Belief systems. Validating those belief systems. Constructing the relationship. I did like how he said it's win-win though. You know, it doesn't, when you do these types of things, it doesn't have to be a negative. It doesn't have to be a bad thing. But we are seeing, it's kind of piecing together exactly what I suspected. And this type of conversation tends to flow well because Myron is ex-FBI too. Which may be why the Tates let Myron, fresh and fit, into their circle, so to speak. Something to think about. All right, so that was... All right, that was... confirmation, a little bit of something, just a little bit of juice. Obviously a very careful person. He doesn't want to give out a whole lot. Oh yeah, tactics. We didn't try tactics. Yep, I met the Tates in Ukraine, hosted them at one of my weapons and tactics training facilities. Most likely the Tactical Expeditions one. Most likely Tactical Expeditions.
All this like amazing stuff.
All right, so we have one more to look at. Oh, yo, check this out, right? So, this Gideon Halpern person, right? This is her brother. Her brother manages Leia Halpern's account. Now, remember what they teach in the war room is to basically monetize women. Basically monetize women. And this guy's monetized his sister. Y'all seeing what I'm seeing? This man monetized his sister right now.
What's his goal?
Okay.
I really like her though, I'm not gonna lie. She's charming. Good looking woman. Reposting her and everything. All right, let's not forget what we're here for here though. You know, stumbling on my words. She got me kind of nervous. Think she looks good. Okay. Remember the mission, boys. Remember what we're here for. We're not here to oogle and ogle. We're here for covert operations. I don't really talk about that much because it was a long time ago and people get a bit weird when you talk about all things intelligence. Look at that. Yeah, people do seem to get weird. People do seem to get a little bit weird. Man, this seems to be the kind of the end of it, man. This guy's very careful. He's super careful. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get any juice out of this guy. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get any juice out of this guy. So, I'm sure we could do more work. We could try harder. We could dig more. But what avenues do we take? Which direction do we go from here? Is the question. Me not so sure. Me not so sure. Let's look at his Instagram.
I was always very much the poor guy in my thinking. That helps a lot. There's a tip for guys trying to make more.
Oh, hold on.
I was always very much the poor guy in my...
Isn't a technically a reversion means he was previously Islamic and then went back to Islam? That's what a reversion is, like, by definition, right? Didn't Shooter teach the Tates how to control their speech? I believe that was Iggy. That's my current theory, is that Iggy is the one that taught them that. And Sartorial says they met 5 years ago. Some of the theories out there are that they met Iggy 4 years ago. But that is only because of when the war room began. There's potential that it's been longer. I would suspect that they met Iggy first. That's what I would think, but is not currently confirmed. I came over here on the side to do something. We're going to search here to see what's up with this espionage stuff. Intelligence. I don't even know why I'm still looking. This guy's not...
This dollar doesn't collapse. There's an incredible machine, even down to the intelligence apparatus, the military apparatus, the global banking mafia, essentially. Yes, we see trends over time, but it's not going to happen overnight. Inflation has existed for generations. The increasing divide between the rich and poor exists.
There's a lot in place to make sure the US dollar doesn't collapse. There's an incredible machine, even down to the intelligence apparatus. Interesting insight. Interesting insight. I wonder what that means. I wonder what this man knows. I mean, how to handle media. Yeah, potentially like a PR guy. Yeah, Sartorial Shooter could be a PR guy, right? All right. His Instagram. Bought new ones for every operator. Okay, guys, this is how you sneak into biddings, and this is how you covertly hypnotize someone and extract information, and then after that, you want to conduct a diagnosis session, and then have her locate the safe of the infidel, and then get all the passport documents and all the sensitive data, and then report back to me. That's exactly how it went. Look at that War Room logo on this car. Such a funny walk. How many posts does this man have? Am I gonna be digging? All right, 61, not bad. Okay, we can get to the end here. We can get to the end. Undisclosed location. 2019. All right. Okay. Are Sartorial, Iggy, and the airplane pilot considered leaders in the war room? If so, where does that guy Justin Waller fit into? I think Justin Waller and Sterling Cooper are mainly like social media dudes, and they're meant to appeal to people and get people to sign up. Justin Waller, self-made dude, kind of fits all, like checks all the boxes for what they are looking for as far as like their members. And then Sterling Cooper was a porn star, and I guess he has a lot of knowledge about like helping people improve their sex game, which from what we learned yesterday from that internal video seems to be a key part of all of their psychological manipulation of women. All boils down to, are you slinging or not? Because if you're not slinging, what rhymes with slinging? That if you're not slinging, you ain't keeping. If you ain't slinging, you're not ringing. You ain't slinging, you're not fiending. I don't know. Yeah, basically, if the dick's not good and the girl won't stay. That seems to be the premise that we learned. So yeah, Sterling Cooper, probably one of those guys with that type of inside knowledge from doing porn. Yeah, but yeah, Sartorial, Iggy, and the airplane pilot, those were all generals. I guess, I'm not sure if they're still called generals, but like, you know, at the top. They're at the top there. Yeah, that makes sense. Awesome. Yeah, man. So, I don't want to give up. I don't want to give up. But we've put the feelers out there. We've put the feelers out there. Hey, we need to be looking at this guy. He's careful. Extremely careful. We're only able to extract very tiny bits of information. Really not able to piece a whole lot together. So, what are we going to do? We're going to defer to the war room chats. Yay! Let's go ahead and, you know, crack open these war room chat logs and keep making progress here, because there is a lot. A lot. Jeez. The real question is, are we ever going to get through all this? I mean, good God. Good God. I believe we were down to here. Yeah, that's Miss Moldova. Yep, talk about that. Yep, that girl. The nerdy girl. Yep, we got here. See, now, someone gave me a key piece of information. They told me to open up on a separate tab and then hit zoom. Huge. That is massive. I don't think I need to do it on this page, however, because they got the little thing going on here. All right, so back to the war room chat logs. Let's dissect their systematic psychological manipulation of women. And maybe if we're lucky, They'll give us another breadcrumb that they accidentally slipped in here. Have there been any leaks from 22 to 23? Is it all 2020? I think the... Wait, this says more leaked shot. I thought this was the first one. All right, so this was the first leak. This was the leak that came out the day the BBC documentary came out. So these are 2021. Maybe if we go to the bottom, we'll see like the latest date on these. June 2021. And then these ones are older. So like, and just like sequentially, it makes logical sense to me to finish these first and then go on to the next one, because the next tab here has 2021, so it makes sense to start here. Yeah, a lot was leaked, man. A lot. But it's like, so much of it is all the same, though, to be honest. But, you know, we extract value. We still extract value. There's always a little detail that we pick up on. Like yesterday, we discovered that Iggy wasn't always a grand wizard. He dressed normally at one point in time. I didn't know that. Well, this is interesting. Who is EP and why do they have 1,500 messages? I now know more than ever about working out, fish oil, violence in London, and Cobra Tate's upcoming nautical orgy. Cheers to the war room. Oh, so he's just like 1,500 messages in the war room. No big deal. Sure. Okay. Let's see. Moving on. We did not receive... Let me out. The context. Trying to convince a girl to get a tattoo. Convince a girl to tattoo his name on themselves. Okay. My wife is from Siberia, so in this message, what tat? Kiss here, this. He said, I want my name. When you become my husband. Now, show you don't cheat. Tate, period. And if you leave me after, I will remain with your name. Why would I leave? You won't be good to me? Flipping the script. That's what I call that. Yes, if I would do a tattoo with your name, I say I am. What do you do for me to show me that you are not cheating? Good, do it. This will make me happy. Tate. Just completely ignoring that sentence. Okay, baby, I'll do it. I cannot write great. My dad does not have to see. Show me with your fingers how big. This stuff is honestly disgusting, dude. Like, I think, like, on a psychological level, when you tattoo someone else's name on you, you are assigning that person part of your identity. Like, their name is on your body. And it's, I mean, it's like cows, right? It's like you brand, the farmer brands the cow to, I don't even know why they brand cows, but like in a way, it's like you own the cow. The cow is your property. And in a way, I feel like having another man's name on your body creates this unconscious force that attaches you to that person. And I think that is what is happening with these tattoos. And it's kind of evil. It's really fucking sick. But here Tate goes on to continue. Fucked her once. PhD test. She passed. Haven't seen her in 2 weeks. Getting girls to get tattoos isn't hard. That's actually crazy to me. That a girl sleeps with a dude once, hasn't seen the dude in 2 weeks, and is willing to get a tattoo? How old are these girls? Big question mark on that. Big question mark. How old are these girls? That doesn't make any sense. This girl's number 23? Bro, what? Basically, I'm just a Don and tell them to and say okay. Notice how I totally ignore her bullshit about me not cheating. Don't even reply. Yep, I pointed that out. I did point that out. Andrew Tate is in the midst of his Loverboy method here. While away on travels, he said he had to break protocol because I have one night here, so had to progress faster. Andrew Tate said his PhD system worked easily, that he'd fly this newest girl to Bucharest when he had the time. Another war room member asked how new girls are integrated into the Tate household. I don't bring new girls to the Cam house first date. I have separate houses. It was a process that everyone in the war room was familiar with by now. Oh, I'm supposed to open the image in a new tab. And now I can zoom. Aha! Look, we've learned. We have tactics. Was due to meet at 5, canceled on her totally, work emergency, was exhausted from the overnight train, no sleep. What? Hold on a second, y'all. I thought these dudes didn't sleep. I could have swore that they survived on -1 minutes of sleep. As it turns out, that was false. I told her to go to Bratislava. In reality, I went to sleep. 1 hour sleep in 2 days. Woke up. She was pissed off when I canceled. Whatever. Sent her that message when I woke up. She named that place. I'm on my way back, dear. 45 minutes or so. I'll come and we can get ice cream. Haha, let's meet up. Sounds lame. Sure. Haha, very funny. At lame now. I feel like I'm missing something, though. Why do I feel like I'm missing something? Is this both of the pictures? Are they the same? Oh, it's a continuation. That's what's happening. This one at the bottom is a continuation of this one at the top. So everything is on the side here. Got there on time. Her and her friend arrived an hour late out of protest for us canceling. Sorry for being late. Don't worry, didn't notice. Unfazed by bullshit. Because I'm rarely in Vienna, was aiming for a same night close. 2 hours to chilled, drank, talk shit. She was saying, best place for breakfast. I said, okay, good, we're going together. I won't get up that early. Yes, you will. Blah, blah, blah. Ha, 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 bullshit. I'll stay, but I'm not sleeping with you. Ooh. How is he going to save that operation? I never said we're having sex. I said we're staying. Okay. I was exhausted. I didn't even try and sleep with her. I legit went to sleep. I just got rid of her. I could have closed if I really cared. PhD system is quick coffee date. I only broke protocol because I have 1 night here, so I had to progress faster. The fact that you didn't sleep with her, the ultimate rejection, will probably make her obsessed with you. She's messaging me already. I'll fly her to Bucharest when I have time. There you go. Question for Cobra Tate. I vaguely remember that sometimes you like closing the deal with a new girl by yourself without including any of your regular harem members in the act. So when you bring a prospect back to your place, how do your other women, Viv for example, react? Do they just go about their business as if nothing because that's how you trained them? That's my constant problem. I just repurposed PhD into making sure they're already warmed up before I even meet them. They don't live with them. His women are in a different house. He brings them to his pimping house. I don't bring new girls to the Cam house first date. I have separate houses. Andrew walks in with bigger anti-slut defenses than a model. Jeez. You know, I saw that there was like a tweet by Iggy. Or not Iggy. A tweet by Eli talking about how Iggy would get down on his knees and kiss Andrew Tate's hand. And rhetorically, that is what's happening right here. Andrew walks in with bigger anti-slut defenses than a model. Oh my God. Tired and I don't give a fuck. I want to sleep, bitch. We'll have breakfast and a proper date when I wake up. I mean, ice cold G shit, man. I mean, what can they say? Andrew Tate threatened to kick out a girl into the cold after she missed a flight. Oh, here we go. They're talking about spells. This is perfect. The spell was cast when we last lay in bed, and I told her everyone would know she's mine, and they'll laugh that I cheat on her. But she'll stay with me anyway and show the world how much she loves me. Not in those exact words. Involved some dick, but there we are. She will be 34, Miss Moldova from the Miss World competition. So, we're looking at this dicknosis process that they're talking about, right? And apparently, with some dick involved, he tells her everyone would know she's mine. They'll laugh that I cheat on her. She'll stay with me anyway and show the world how much she loves me. What the hell? It's crazy to me that this apparently works. Okay. Let's see. These are the spells that they're talking about, right? Spell was cast. I keep doing it wrong. Oh, actually, I think this is okay, though. Yeah, this is okay. Iggy G, cheers, man. Iggy, flex, cherries. We actually, remember on the survival scrolls, there was a cherry emoji. What is the cherry supposed to be? Is that supposed to be our balls? Yeah, they really didn't do themselves any favors with the tattoos, that's for sure. Psychological impact is huge. Yup. Conforming to the identity. Where did I hear it? I don't think this was related to Andrew Tate, but I remember I was listening to this woman. This woman was talking about a relationship she was in, and she was talking about how she was trying to be the woman that the man wanted her to be. And I think that psychological aspect may not be that uncommon. That may be a recurring pattern in the female psyche. Not sure. I'm not a woman. Can't confirm it. But that premise really got me thinking about what's happening here, where they are desperately trying to align themselves with the Tates and the war room members that are doing this. It's all very intriguing how this all works. Okay, well, let's continue. So then we have this message right here. Did you tattoo my name? And you do tattoo my name. Really? Yes. Why no? Many girls have tattoo with your name. Who? You post in your Twitter. I saw. You see nothing. You do my name, so I know you don't cheat. Okay, where do you want it? No pushback. Not even a little nothing, dude. He said, you see nothing. That's basically like the crazy thing. All right, so when I think about this is what I'm thinking about. There's a hypnosis experiment. Let me see if I can find this. There's a hypnosis experiment of colors. And what they did was they showed someone, for example, they showed them the color purple. All right, here's an article. I think this is it, right? No, really? National Geographic just coming in to burst my bubble, dude. Experiment asks highly susceptible people under hypnosis to imagine gray squares as being in color. The study, which used PET scans on the subject's brains, also found the subjects activated parts of their brains associated with color perception. Of course, we don't get things. But yeah, effectively, hypnosis involves hallucinations. And when these girls are brainwashed, like truly brainwashed, you see nothing, like, actually works. It actually works. That's the craziest part. That it actually worked, and we see it. Okay, where you want it. On your hand, on the top, Tate. Has a girl ever asked you to tattoo her name when you ask her to tattoo your name? How would you respond if she says something like, if I can tattoo your name, why can't you tattoo my name? Shut up, probably. I own you, you don't own me. Do as I say, something like that. Hard and fast. If they say no, reduce attention, hard. But I don't ask until I know they'll say yes. I've spellbound this chick last 3 or 4 months. After the Tate Confidential episode, they were supposed to fly home, missed their flights like idiots, had to buy them a new one, and when we came back, they were at hotel and had dinner on the room service. I think I told the war room. Kicked them out in the cold, went fully nuts. She was crying, begging for another chance. She's been pimped. Wow, had to buy them a new one. When we came back, they were at the hotel and had dinner on the room service. That's pretty fucked up. Like, do they deserve to get kicked out and freeze and die? I don't know. Even the queen performs when threatened with the cold. I think the takeaway here, right? Because we could actually track this down. Want to spend some time to track this down. Who's in reference here? We didn't actually finish what was happening here. The spell was cast when we last lay in bed, and I told her everyone would know she's mine. Oh, we already read that. Now this involves some dick. 31 Miss Moldova from the Miss World competition. All right, so apparently it's from a Tate Confidential, right? And we're looking at June 2019. Okay, so if we try to find where this Tate Confidential would potentially be, so if we do like Tate Confidential Miss Moldova. It'd be easier, hypothetically, it would be easier if their videos were still on YouTube. Because if they were still on YouTube, then we would have the time, not the timestamps, the dates. We would still have the dates. So instead, we have the dates which are from Rumble. And this poses certain issues because they were all uploaded at the same time. So without a way to put dates on any of these, we can't know exactly which Tate Confidential. I'm over here looking at it on the side. Sorry about that. We can't potentially know which Tate Confidential any of this is in reference to. And what's crazy is I haven't even watched any of these Tate Confidentials yet. Of all the research, of all this shit I've dug through, all the scraps I've been scraping about, I haven't gone through any of these. I don't even know if that would be like good for you guys, enjoyable to even watch. They were really oversharing in their Telegram. Did they really not think that shit would eventually leak? Yeah. It's actually, what's amazing is that there's only been one major leak. I would think that there have been more. But yeah, it really seems like nothing is ever safe, especially in like today's day and age. Imagine the burden of having to screenshot all of this though, you know? Because it looks like all of these are taken from like an iPhone. So this person really like would have had to go through all of them. Must have taken forever. Here, Andrew Tate notified the War Room that he was starting 2 new girls that day and that'd be updating members of the webcam section on how they did. Great Hall, the War Room. Damn, that's fucked. Oh, is this? This kind of looks like when they were like leaning on his Bugatti and then they like beat him up. Imagine the power level of the War Room next year. Crazy to think, man. I'm already growing exponentially and only been here 2 months. Webcam room. Starting 2 new girls today. We'll keep you updated. Gentlemen, for your review. Oh, there's Ivan Throne. Tristan Tate filmed this 19-year-old Russian girl calling her mom, reassuring her she was okay. Let's see. I understood every word of that. Funny how people won't listen to those close to them, but will take easily the advice of a stranger. Yeah, hearing it from someone else is part of the persuasion too, the outside expert. Scott Adams is brilliant at what he does. Oh, someone in the Discord was asking about this, the connection with fuck. Shit. Excuse me, guys. Jesus. I don't have any water. God. They were asking about the connection of Scott Adams and Iggy, and I believe what happened was they were trying to court Scott Adams at one point in time to join the War Room. And here we go. They're talking about him. Really what these master persuaders are doing is getting people to see obvious truths as something profoundly important. I got to attend a Tony Robbins event once. Lots of energy. The entire message from the first half hour or so was simply, be grateful. But you felt the weight of that simple lesson. Your purpose doesn't have an expiration date. And the girl, 19-year-old Russian girl convincing her mom she's safe. Define safe. Nice work. She's super hot. There is 48 Laws animated playlist on YouTube. That's pretty good too. Haven't watched in a couple years though. Safe. Only anal. I know exactly what 48 Laws of Power thing he's talking about too. Open spot on the roster as John Money Pilot, referring to Andrew Tate's cam girl business. Yup, A is fired, replied Andrew. Fucks given, 0. Picture, nah, smoking. Ha ha, date 5 of the day. Been a long Cicero. Her also, best prospects. Open spot on the roster? Yup, A is fired. Adriana and Abby, 2 of my girlfriends who cam for me. Tristan shows off. Is this the Abigail Tyson girl? I think that's Abigail Tyson. Scott Adams, the Dilbert guy. Yeah, the Dilbert guy studied hypnosis. He's very familiar about hypnosis and persuasion. Man, they're really oversharing in their Telegram. Oh yeah, I read that one. Hello, Jenny girl. How are you doing? Yeah, not a good time to enter. We got, you know, naked women in the background. Excuse me, ma'am. Do not mean to have this provocative image on the screen. Adriana and Abby, 2 of my girlfriends who cam for me. Tristan shows off. There'd be one pic to describe the dream life of most men. I'm sure this would be it. Serious question. You really enjoy drinking those cheap whiskey like Shavas? Best description of G life. Yeah, basically like, yeah, let's go. Yeah, go Tristan. Go Tristan. Andrew shows off his latest catch at the club. Not only does everyone know about him, he's also a cheap place to screw. Fucked an 18-year-old hottie 3 hours after meeting her. Andrew Tate said 20 girls showed up to the table that he and his brother were at in the club. Excuse me. Sounds like a slow year. Tate says, I've been everywhere, and let me tell you a few things. The world is basically the same. Temples and churches are bullshit. What? Wow, that's really funny. As much as he talks about religion and talks about how much he loves Romania because it's a religious country. You're better off finding the best spot you can and becoming a local force than float around all day in a digital nomad dork. You're better off finding the best spot you can and becoming a local force than float around all day like a digital nomad dork. There's no club on earth better for me than the club here. I have 20 girls at the table. Security knows me. No one fucks with me. Why leave? True. Good point. Got her yesterday. Date Wednesday. Fucked an 18-year-old hottie 3 hours after meeting her. Because when me and T show up, every chick wants to be there. If I try the same in Dubai, it's going to cost me $50K. This was 2019, so 4 years ago. Andrew Tate's 36, so 32 years old. Fucking 18-year-olds. Questionable. Questionable. Big question mark on that. Andrew Tate literally says, I need money. More girls equals more money. He also has his main squeeze Vivian cleaning up the house amidst a party. Why would Andrew Tate want to host a party? A YouTuber asked if he could, for one, but it also allows him the opportunity to see if there are any viable candidates to recruit into his cam girl business empire. Commentator noted how Vivian seemingly went along with it all. All right. Video. Okay. That was underwhelming. And then we just have Vivian picking up some crap. Oh my god. Whoa. Fear no thought. Do you understand me? Read these words. Fear no thought. When a dumb hoe says, can I have a party in your house? It's very nice. And promise me 15 young, fresh hoes. What do I say? I say, bring the hoes. I fear no mess. I fear no thought. Want a pussy? Message me not. Got Viv here cleaning house while I find a new cam girl. I need money. LOL, just bumped to American dude here in Ibiza nightclub in Odessa. He recognized me. LA guy begging me to follow him back on Insta. Wait, well, this name is not censored. This name's not censored. Jacob Wool? Who is that? Person of interest potentially? Let's find out. Let's find out. Give me a second. Someone has made this account, but all it says is this is a parody account with no intention of impersonation. Instagram deleted my account, Jacob Bull official, without allowing an appeal. So Jacob Bull's felony case for voter suppression. Whoa, what the hell? Okay, hold on a second. Let's investigate further. Kidnapping allegations. This guy? No way. What the hell? Far right, conspiracy theorist, fraudster, convicted felon. Wolin conservative lobbyist and conspiracy theorist Jack Berkman have been responsible for multiple unsuccessful plots to frame public figures for facetious sexual assaults. The pair were allegedly behind plots in 2018 against U.S. Special Counsel Robert Mueller, April 2019 against Democratic President Pete Pettigrew, and then they tried Fauci too. That's funny. It's creating another false and unfounded claims conspiracy theories mainly against Democratic Party politicians. I don't know who this guy is. Or woman, excuse me. Multiple fake private intelligence agencies. Fabricated death threats, protests against himself. Formerly highly active on Twitter, known for his online trolling on social media. Ban. Wow. Jeez, this guy's dark. Good lord. Misrepresenting investments, misleading investors. So just like, what is it called? A serial con man. Professional con man, really. Isn't there like a parody of this? Isn't there like a parody video? I've seen this before. So this was like some type of kidnapping plot. Wait, this guy's in the war room? What the fuck? What did we just stumble upon, y'all? Andrew and Trashy Tate are so messed up. Not only have Abby and Vivian slept together, but apparently Andy slept with Abby too. LOL. Yeah. This shit's crazy, man. What's your take on polygamy? I mean, look. Polygamy doesn't work and it bothers me. These men think they're so special they deserve multiple women. Andrew doesn't. He needs the women to make him money. They don't actually need him. Outed. They're wannabe pimps. I think SNL did a skit making fun of him. Is that what it was? Because I swear I saw like this like frame looks so familiar that I am not completely sure. Let's let me see. Let me see if I can find what you guys are referring to here. Jacob Ball SNL.
Well, we'd like to welcome everyone to the center of election 2020, 1599, Project 1599.
Part of me feels like I saw this on like Cringe. Like this was on like Reddit Cringe or something. We're actually an apolitical operation, and then they laughed them off. Best stand-up special of the year. Lewis, get that guy out of here. He's freaking me out. Security guard doesn't even budge. Is this juicy? It sounds like it's pretty funny. Where's the peak moment? All right, let's check out some of these peak moments here.
Woman, of course. She asked me to procure a beautiful and busty early 20s friend of mine. So I asked a friend of mine from high school who I knew about sexual adventure, who she was very sexually adventurous. And Senator Warren engaged in lesbian sex with my friend from high school, using a lime green strap-on dildo, as I can remember. I'm sorry.
What's funny?
As a lime green strap-on dildo, as I can remember.
So what's funny? Question, are you full native? No, I am 50%. What are you going to say about polygamy, Dakota? What am I going to say about polygamy? It's kind of complicated, really. I think biologically there's an argument for it. There is an argument for it biologically. I can see how, like, from a woman's perspective, it's not ideal. Like, I think a woman would most likely want one man taking care of her, or not one man, but wants one man who focuses all of his attention solely on her. I think that is the woman's ideal scenario. But if I think about it like from an evolutionary biology perspective, the woman has to, I don't want to say incubate, but I guess technically you do incubate a child for 9 months, whereas the guy can impregnate probably like 300 women in that amount of time. So we have the biological capacity for multiple partners. If you have the resource capacity and the biological capacity, it makes sense that the best genes should get passed down. Now, we live in a civilized modern society, and there are cultural expectations, so it doesn't really work all that well right now. That's what I'll say about it. No, but I'm not full Native American. I'm half. My mom is full Native American. Halawasaponi tribe. I will say this, actually. When I was a teenager, I got myself involved. It's a so complicated story, but basically, I was kind of juggling 2 girlfriends, as bad as that sounds. It was super complicated. Just trust me when I say it was complicated. I was like 19. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I didn't know what the fuck I got into. And let me just say, trying to balance 2 girls was stressful as hell. And I don't wish that on anybody trying to balance 2 girls. That's not happening. Dakota wants to be in a throuple. Hey, look, the more the merrier, you know? The more the merrier. You know, ain't nothing wrong with it. The more the merrier, right? We're just having some fun. I'm fully in favor of people being polygamous. I've seen many people that basically try to force themselves to be monogamous only to end up cheating on their significant others. I mean, yeah, if there's like, you know, open communication and you can work that out, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not. People should live the lives how they want to live, you know? But we live with cultural and societal expectations. Depends on how religious you are. The Halawasaponi tribe. Yes, correct, Jenny girl. Halawasaponi. I'm actually going to type it if you... Yes, cheating is very different than having a third party live with you. 100% agree. Here we go. Halawasaponi. That is the name of the tribe right there. So the girl could have 2 men then. You know, I'd find that situation to be quite funny. Like hypothetically, yes, the woman could have 2 men, but I don't think there's any biological inclination for that to occur, because a woman can only carry one person's child at a time, but a man can have 2 women that are pregnant at the same time. And that's like the way that I look at it. Just thinking about, how do we evolve? What forces do we now live within that push that evolution forward? And now we're living in a time where the evolution doesn't exactly align with what we are currently living in society. I don't know why I just stumbled on that word. So it's interesting. That's usually, I start with the evolution, start with the biology, try to understand the biology, and then build it off of that. Because those forces are never going to leave us. As human beings, we're always going to have to sleep, we have to eat, and we're going to want to procreate. It's just part of life. Yep, there's guys that'll go for it 100%. And honestly, I feel like another part of it is sort of like, it's sort of like leverage and power dynamics, where like Andrew Tate is tall, strong, has money, has accolades. He's proven, like, social status wise, with, like, you know, he's got 4 world championship titles. He is in a position where he can make a woman feel lesser than him in a way that there is no balance. There's no 1-to-1 with him. He's always going to make you feel lesser, and he's always going to make you feel like there needs to be more for him to be satisfied. And I feel like that can happen the opposite way. Like, who's like a super famous like actress, for example? Like Summer Rae comes to mind as like, or like Olivia Dunn. That's kind of like what the younger generation looks at. Maybe like a woman like Jennifer Aniston, right? Jennifer Aniston could have a little harem of 10 simps if she wanted to, because she has that status. She's in the elevated position to do so. But I think that women don't have that biological inclination the same way that a man would. Them boys will be flipping a coin to see who gets the girl pregnant. Yo, for real. Yo, for real. Sydney Sweeney. That's, yeah, good example. Good example, Harlow. I think one man, one woman is better in terms of less drama. Absolutely. People say Andrew doesn't have kids. He just shows off his brother's kid. Could be true. There's, I feel like at this point in time, he would probably want there to be kids. He's probably trying to hide his sons. Is Emery Andrew Tate the fourth alive somewhere? You know what he says a lot? He talks about Mongolia a lot. If I had to like guess, if we were to place bets, where do you think Emery Andrew Tate the fourth lives? My bets would be on Mongolia. That's what I'm looking for. Mongolia. Where's that at on a map, though? I actually don't know. Oh, right above China. Above China, between Russia. He talks about Mongolia quite often. I know he's talking about... What's that dude's name? Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal in Mongolia. He made that joke with Leia Halpern talking about Mongolia. If I were to guess, I would say that he lives in Mongolia, or he has children that live in Mongolia. Did I see today he's playing off the race card? I didn't get into the details, but yeah, I saw that for like a hot second on Twitter. Let me go ahead and pull that up. Is it Crayon? Murdered by Crayons? I'm trying to get them up right now. The problem is, like, I don't know why, but for some reason, like, my Twitter does this weird thing where sometimes the stuff won't load. It's kind of look like it is right now. Yeah, officially playing the race card. This is part of their recent filing in the U.S. in response to a motion to dismiss. It says something about them being a black man. African-American men are indicted more often. There was a really old podcast Andrew Tate did where he said he was part Native American, and it must be like a little tiny sliver, like maybe his great grandparent was Native American, like his grandfather's parents potentially. I think his grandmother on his dad's side, I think the grandmother was half black, half Native American, if I recall correctly, and then their dad was full Native or full black. I think that's what it was. But yeah, he's got a little tinge of Native American in him too. The Tates do. He lies though. I talked to his girlfriend and he told the girlfriend he doesn't have kids, but that could also be a lie. He told the girl. It is pathetic. You really can't keep up with the lies. Wouldn't surprise me if he has a whole bunch of kids, to be honest. I remember he did an interview a while back about some celebrity friend. He's purposely having 10s of his kids. Yes, dude. Harlow, I was looking for that before. I remember hearing that too, and I could not find it. I wanted to put that in like the second video I ever made when they talk about legacy a lot. Because yes, he was talking about that the celebrity has secret children basically, and they've been doing like a bunch of surrogates. What was I going to show you guys? There was something that someone on Discord wanted me to share. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that up right now. Give me 1 second. There's 2 things. I guess 3 things. No, 2 things. I have to find it really quick. Apparently, this is about chaos magic.
The senior members of the Warren, including the ones who recruited Amanda and Maria. The wizard.
It's like he's seen Conan the Barbarian and read that book. If you'd have read Tolkien, his images would be so much better. His symbols would work better. His legends would be clearer, fixed as to what his goals and capabilities might be. He might have, you know, put together that what he's doing with his cult is raising orcs. If he'd have read Lord of the Rings, because he is. This bullshit god he worships.
Wizard trades in girl slaves and is the real power behind the throne of the Cobra King in Koth.
That symbolism, it runs so ridiculously deep. The Cobra King, like the Scarlet Citadel, all that stuff with like Iggy, that stuff. Is it like, I imagine if Iggy had been a fan of that book for, you know, his entire life, and then he meets Cobra Tate, and he's like, "Oh my God! Like, it was written in stone. I saw it in the stars. He's finally here. The prophecy is true. The King Cobra." And then he gets down on his knee and kisses his hand. All right, let's continue. This generous benefactor on Discord wanted me to share this portion, and then he also wanted me to share one other thing.
So while the authorities in the world's media are looking at the Tate brothers in Romania, this wizard man who appears to have created the cult of Andrew Tate and instructed its members how to groom women is walking free. There's only one thing left to do: find Iggy.
I want to know how. So all of my videos, like all my lives that feature clips of this documentary, have all been taken down. I mean, look, I could be salty about it, but I sat there and I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, okay, they didn't strike me. They could have struck me. So that's nice. I didn't get a copyright strike. They only took it down, which is nice, but they still took it down. They still made the choice to come and take it down. It's up right here. We are watching it.
This filmmaker here, right? I'm a little bit bitter because I'm only 1 degree of separation away from this guy. Believe it or not, I get some credit for this. I'm like something like 0.2% responsible for this.
Go on.
I'm in circles who've spent years working on this.
Whoa, finding where he lives.
That guy'd be 1 degree of separation away from me. Why didn't he take me when he went to see Iggy? I'd have loved to have gone. Take me with you. I'll do my bit off camera.
Yeah, so they even had sigils inside the war room, which is in chaos magic. Maybe they posted the wrong timestamp, because what we just saw was not exactly what they were posting about here. Yeah. Interesting. Do you think the celebrity is Dan Bilzerian? Yeah, he fits the profile, right? Makes sense. I was thinking, trying to think who it could be, and it might be Midget Dan because he was hanging out with Midget Dan around. You call him Midget Dan. You know what's crazy is that guy reeked of bullshit for years. And when like it came out that he was a fraud, everyone was so surprised. And I was like, bro, wasn't it obvious? Well, I thought it was obvious. Do you have an email? Yeah. You can use the one if you go into my profile and then you go to like to the about section, Harlow, there's an email there. Dude, I haven't checked it in a while. And I remember when I did go and check it like a couple months ago when I started streaming for the first time, there was a bunch of emails I missed. A bunch of emails. I can look on my computer and send you the vid if I find it. It was crazy. It was the interview he did when he said some rich dude was trying to get him to fly on a private island. Oh, is it that same interview? I remember when that happened. Yeah, that was towards the beginning of him blowing up. Yeah, with a whole bunch of random women. Probably a honey trap. Probably the old Epstein trick. Iggy escapes to IL, calling it now. What is that? Illinois? Iggy escapes to Illinois. Yeah. I mean, I've heard murmurs that Iggy is currently on the move. I mean, that would make sense, right? He deleted his Twitter. He got outed by the documentary. You know, there was a whole lot of controversy about him saying, I don't even know what he said. He said some stuff on Twitter that apparently got things all muddled up with the war room. So he had to like bail and like delete all his tweets and delete his account. I don't know what's up with that. I missed that whole debacle. I've seen a bunch of people talk about it, but I haven't seen any like screenshots or nothing. It'd be nice if there were some screenshots. I'm very unfamiliar with what happened with that. 100% was a trap. Some random rich dude contacts you on WhatsApp out of nowhere. Fishy. Yeah, now we know the game. So when I get big, I ain't falling for it. They ain't gonna get me, bud. Not today. Not today. Okay. Now, a little bit off topic. I know you guys are here for the Tate stuff, but a anonymous benefactor had, and I had mentioned at the beginning of the stream, an anonymous benefactor has gifted me. It's called the Confidence Reboot from Chase Hughes. You guys remember Chase Hughes, right? The intelligence, like the world's leading behavior expert. Like, dude has an insane amount of knowledge. And he gave me his Confidence Reboot amongst a whole lot of material to dig into as far as like understanding a lot of this NLP usage for espionage, information gathering, covert hypnosis, like a lot of very good stuff. And in exchange, they want me to talk about it and talk about my experiences and explain how I feel about it. And today, before I started this live stream, I did my first one, and this is going to be the recap of that. Oh, but before I get into that, I have one more really good nugget. I think you guys are going to like this. After I released my last video, someone else had reached out to me, and they came to me and they said, I can make this public. This is not a secret. I am currently collaborating with a, I guess, maybe journalist, another investigator who's been digging into the real world. And some of the stuff he sent me has been very interesting, very related to some of the stuff we're researching. And I was able to provide him some insights about the psychological manipulation that's happening inside the real world, which I was not aware of. So that's another side project I'm working on. And that's going to be fun. Maybe make a video about it. Maybe kind of just talk about it. I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. We're still trying to get some more like good hands-on juicy stuff. Right now, we have a few things of interest, but not enough to be like, boom. Oops, didn't mean to hit the mic. Boom, bombshell reports. So, you know, we're going to keep researching that. Maybe we'll have something for you guys in the future as far as the real world is concerned, kind of debunking what's happening over there. But as far as Andrew Tate stuff, that's all I have for today. I understand if you don't want to hear about my recap of my experience with Chase Hughes today. I sat through the Confidence reboot and was hypnotized. I let it happen. And that's why the lights are out today, actually. I went back and I dug into the hypnosis. I allowed it to happen. And I just left the lights off. But I took some notes here, so I'm just going to go over the notes. Go over the notes here and just talk about some of the things that we did here. These are the notes that I have. And the first thing I want to share that I thought was really, really cool was this experiment. So they did this experiment, kind of made me sad to hear about, but they were putting mice or maybe rats, I'm not sure, but they were putting them in water, and they put these rats in these tubes, and they would time how long they would try to like tread and swim and try to get out until they gave up and died. And on average, a mouse would struggle for 14 minutes in the water tube. And then they changed one thing. They had the mouse, they put it in, let it fight for its life for 5 minutes, and then they took the mouse out, rubbed them, dried them off, made them all nice and comfortable, made them feel safe and secure, and then put him back in the water to claw for his life. And what's amazing, this blew my mind. It actually made me it kind of got me a little bit teary-eyed to think about. The mice that were placed back in after being cared for survived for an additional 60 hours. 60 hours they fought for their lives. And before that, it was only 14. And the point that Chase Hughes really drove home was the fact that when they removed the mouse from the tube, they had experienced a new belief in their brain, a belief that they would eventually be saved. So when they put them back in, they believed that they would eventually be saved, and they fought for their lives for 60 fucking hours, dude. 60 hours they fought for their lives, compared to 14 minutes because of belief. Shit was powerful, man. Shit was powerful. But yes. And what he drove home was that the first rescue gives the mouse confidence, and that means that confidence is an evidence-based system. So in order to be confident, or really how we measure our own confidence or become confident, we are looking back in our past and looking at our own experiences. And if we are successful, we're confident. We're unsuccessful, we're not confident. Yeah, it's very intuitive. Makes sense, right? Yeah. But the interesting thing is, with hypnosis, you can edit your memories. So if you go in and edit your memory so that a traumatic event was actually successful, you will then install in your brain essentially a new belief and a new confidence. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But that was like the big thing I wanted to talk about. Kind of like the overview of the whole thing. It's a 30-day program. I have to listen to an MP3 every night. What happened that was really, really cool was during the hypnosis, it was establishing this room in my mind, which is a control center, which will be my workspace. And he had me kind of set up my desk and put my trash can up, and he explained a little bit about the potential that it's going to have in the future. I don't know quite yet how this is going to manifest, but we're going to keep going with it. It's a 30-day process, and being transparent with everyone as requested as I go through this. And I honestly already, right now, I feel great. I feel amazing. I don't know if you guys can tell the difference, but I feel great. Yeah, let's go ahead and share that. I spent about an hour and a half after work today doing that. Hit the gym too, Court, man, where you? Progress, we're making gains over here. Okay. He said, bad thing about leveling Gaza when Andrew is Muslim. Oh, so he got backlash on that, huh? That would be an interesting live stream. I remember reading about that experiment. Hope and belief is powerful. Could you post the file into Discord? I've considered that, the cage. The thing is, I'll have to figure out the logistics. Because, of course, I don't want to go on this journey by myself, right? It'd be cool if, like, we could all do it and we can all learn and work together. Because after this 30-day course, we're going through a year-long course. So we're going to be learning about a lot of very in-depth, high-level behavioral profiling, covert hypnosis, information gathering, nonverbal communications, changing your belief systems, a whole bunch of really cool mind elevation stuff. I'm very excited, man. Very excited. But union member Harlow, I got you with the Discord link, my friend. I got you with the Discord link. But that is that's all I have for you guys today. Tomorrow, maybe some suggestions. What do you guys want to look into? And I mean, we could keep going through the chat logs. The chat logs are always like a good backdrop, you know, in case there's nothing else to look into, nothing new happening, no new occurrences. We could always just do the chat logs, right? But yeah, for now, gonna go jump rope outside, get my cardio in. We're training, we're cutting, we're leveling up, guys. We are leveling up. It's great. It's amazing. Join the Discord, level up together. Let's get this show on the road. All right. That's it for me, y'all. Have a good night.